All right, looks like we are ready to get going here. So let's go ahead and I think we've got Chief Hanson on the line here. Yes, we do.
Yeah, I'm here. Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, so this is a follow-up secondary brief to the brief that we presented last week about outsourcing and the potential contract with last week I talked about Chehalis or Nisqually. We have agreed, have a written agreement with Nisqually to house our prisoners there now that I'm asking you guys to review and approve. Commissioner Trask, last session you asked that we reach out to Kitsap and ask what their daily rate was, and it is significantly more expensive than Nisqually, being at 157 a day. So that kind of threw that out of the mess there. So anyhow, this contract has been reviewed by legal as well as risk, and it's been signed by the Nisqually tribe, and so now it's in front of you for signatures and approval.
Wow, thank you so much for reaching out to Kitsap and getting that number too. Holy cow.
Yeah, I was surprised.
Yeah. Commissioners, any thoughts or discussion?
I was still reading it. Sorry. I'm good.
Chief Hanson, this is the rate that the city's currently paying too, isn't it?
That is correct, yes.
Yeah. And we have long history of going there.
Yep.
We know what to expect, I'd say.
Yep.
Chief, I have maybe a bigger picture question than some of the nuts and bolts of the contract. But what are, in terms of ability to staff these facilities, what is Nisqually doing differently that it seems like they have so many outsourcing contracts that they're able to bring people in? What are they doing to get their facility fully staffed? I mean, is there a difference in credentialing? Is there a difference in what do you attribute it to? Since it seems like they're the ones that are out there kind of having availability.
So just my personal opinion, because I mean, this is just my observations. They do not have to go to the academy. They're exempt from having to go to the Washington State Criminal Justice Training Commission. They don't have to go through certification. They have their own tribal academy, I think, that they go to, and I don't know other than that.
Okay, yeah, just I think it's worthwhile having that as part of the discussion as well. I mean, as we think about big picture, just looking at what others are doing.
Yep.
All right, and are we required to go through the academy, or can we adopt a different set of restrictions or guidelines?
No, Washington State law says that we have to go through the academy and have certification within 6 months of employment.
But that's as a corrections officer, not certified to carry firearm and everything else, correct?
That is for commissioned corrections deputies, yes. So people that are working support, like our support techs, or even we've transitioned the control room operator position to be non-commissioned. And as you guys know, those people do not have to go to the academy.
Okay, but what about those that do not? What about other facilities? I'm trying to think of how to ask this question to go along with what Commissioner Shooty was saying. From what I've seen, not all facilities require them to be commissioned and carry a firearm. They have different levels of corrections officers, not CSOs, actual corrections officers that are not required and have to meet the expectations of carrying a firearm, being trained for it, and being certified for it.
It's not just about firearms. That's the discretion of the sheriff. The academy doesn't even teach us how to use a firearm or give us authorization to use a firearm. That's all done locally. So Washington state law says if you're employed as a corrections officer or a corrections deputy, that you have to attend the academy within 6 months of employment and be certified.
So to clarify and be certified, so are you saying that every corrections officer has to be, when you're saying certified, you're not saying commissioned, you're saying certified? I'm catching the difference. So my conversation is around commissioned versus certified. Certified I have no issue with, but if we're requiring being commissioned officers and have to meet a different level of expectations, that may make it harder, or it has in the past. And these are the things that I've heard out there, is that we're harder to get into because of that. But we'll have that conversation further offline at another time. I've had it with the sheriff a little bit. I'd love to have it with you at some point, Chief.
Sounds good.
All right, so I think we're all in agreement that we go ahead with the Nisqually.
Again, I think it's a good one. I think they negotiated a good one with us. They have capacity to take it, Chief?
Yes, they do. Yep.
All righty, I think you got the go ahead.
All right. Thanks, Commission.
Great. Thanks, Chief.
So just a quick clarification here while I still have Chief Hanson on the phone. Our next regular commission meeting is scheduled for October 10th. So that's where you would actually hear that.
Correct. Thank
Does that
you.
work? Okay, thank you.
So 1 week.
All right, sounds good. So now let's move on down to Kell.
Morning.
Good morning.
All right. First thing I have is we had a planning commission member step down. And I think they moved out of state. So we're going to read a newsletter at the October 10th meeting.
What area?
Either 2 or 3, Commissioner District 2 or 3. We have 1 member from District 2, 1 member from District 3, and 4 members in District 1. So either 2 or 3 would be acceptable. And the last time we filled a position, we did have 2 candidates. So hopefully the candidate that wasn't selected will will apply again. And let's see. And then the second thing I'm requesting to do another all staff training on October 31st. This time we are going, so I'm requesting a closure. We are going to stay here in this building and rather than go up to Public Works. And I put together a draft agenda, although we'll be working on completing that as we get closer to the 31st. So there'll be some SmartGov training, but also some cross-departmental training, and not everyone's going to be needed for the whole day. So I didn't want to have Public Works and kind of coming and going. So we'll have our floor closed, and we are asking some of Ian's folks from environmental health who do permit review involved that day as well. So, and then we'll just be doing a potluck. So we're not going to be, needing food up at Public Works. So that's for the 31st, just requesting approval for that.
I think it's great. And I think it's awesome that you guys are just going to do it in your own building with what's better than homemade food.
Exactly. Yeah. So the last, we've had a couple staff meetings and we just keep building on the agenda, and we're finding that, every 6 months, it's just to keep building on that momentum. And really all of this is still coming out of that lean program that we went through. So just constant process improvement, which I don't think would ever end. So we're just requesting that. And you can see me requesting about every 6 months to do a similar all-day training.
I think that's awesome. Commissioners?
Good with me.
Okay. And then Lastly, I have just wanted to update you on the ARPA project. So, and then I'll be doing this quarterly. So, after this one, every 4 months, or every 3 months rather, we'll do an update on our scanning project. So we do have 2 full-time scanners, that both started on January 1st of this year. And, the first several months, was just kind of getting a plan. We had to, organize space for them to be stationed at, boxed up a bunch of stuff that they were scanning. And so now that we're 9 months into this, now they're in a flow. So the first, the phase, there's 3 phases, and the first phase was something Mariah and I worked on last year, and that was just identifying all the different record types that we have here in community development. And then what is their retention schedule, and what is the retention location. And so we've identified a numerous number of documents, and we've got a naming convention for all of them. And then we've identified, once you scan the item, can you then toss it, or does it need to be boxed up and archived? And some things, most things can be tossed once they're scanned, but other items need to be boxed up and can be sent to the state archives. And so once we, get 40 or so boxes, Mariah will be in contact with the state to pick up a load of boxes. Otherwise, other things can be scanned, but then have to stay on site in perpetuity. So we'll have some things that we'll continue to store on site, but it'll be a fraction of what we have been storing. And then there are also a lot of items that we've been keeping in parcel files that can be tossed completely and not even scanned. So they're considered transitory documents, say an email because that someone printed out and put in a file because those emails are in our retain system, or a map that someone printed off from our GIS. That's not a record. And so before we started the scanning project, Mariah estimated that we had approximately 565 boxes. So this is a banker's box of parcel files. And of that 565 boxes, we estimated 300 of those would be actual records, and 265 of those were likely to just be transitory records that we could toss. So now that we are 9 months into this, we have scanned 64 boxes. We have tossed 25 boxes worth of paper that did not get scanned. They were considered transitory records and tossed. And then we have 15 boxes full of what needs to be archived, whether they go to the state or whether they stay here on site. So that's a total of 104 boxes. And so looking at that, we do project that we will, that we're on schedule for the 4 years and for the, to utilize the monies that we were given. And, these are just the parcel files. There are additional records in our office that are not in parcel files. So if we were to get through and we are going quicker than we had approximated, we can continue on those things. But we're thinking that really the project is going to go through 2026, December of 2026. But we'll be if we're not complete, we'll be very close to completing the project with these ARPA funds. So that's really exciting. And Mariah is continuing to work with the state on some grant dollars. We applied this year and did not get it. We were looking for getting scanners at the table for our permit techs. So as new stuff comes in, they could be scanning it directly from their desk ongoing. So we're not building up additional records as we go forward.
Now, a lot of those records are sent electronically anyway, right?
Yeah,
ready to smart.
almost all of our commercial projects are now coming in on electronically, and then they're directly uploaded into our SmartGov system and can be, there's a way, we need, I'm not totally sure on how it's happening, but there's, I think you can, because SmartGov is not our, is not the permanent record location for records that need to be kept for longer than 6 years. So if it's a 6-year record retention, SmartGov is okay, but if it's longer than 6 years, it needs to go into Laserfish. And so that's a good question that I don't have clear in my mind. Somebody else may know this answer, but I'm thinking things that need to be retained longer than the 6 years, if that could be moved over from SmartGov, which is all PDF documents in SmartGov, into Laserfish. And I've had that question before and I don't know the answer. But we were looking at having the permit techs have scanners on their desk in order to keep those things in uploaded to SmartGov and then also put into Laserfish.
That's awesome. Commissioners, any comments, discussion?
Not on that, but Kell, I've reached out to you and we've not been able to connect. If possible, could you give me a call after the meetings today?
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
Not for me.
And thank Mariah. She's done a great job as well.
Yes. Very happy to have her on staff.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks.
Thank you. All right, let's go with public health. Dave, are you on? Or is it Melissa?
Oops. Good morning, Commissioners. Dave is out of the office today, but I think I have the only item for public health. I'm bringing forth a new contract for the Mason County Jail Peer Support Program. This is our program in the Mason County Jail, essentially providing recovery support services in coordination with the MAT MOUD medications for opioid use disorder program inmates, as well as support in release planning and re-entry services for inmates who are coming out of the jail. This contract, it was briefed with the Housing and Behavioral Health Advisory Board. That board has made the recommendation for continuation of funding out of treatment sales tax. As well as continued partnership with Olympic Health and Recovery Services. They provide, this contract essentially provides a 0.5 FTE certified peer counselor who works in the jail with the inmates. So they're recommending that we continue that, and the budget impact in doing so would be $76,000 for 2 years out of the non-county operated fund balance for treatment sales tax. So we're just looking for approval from the commissioners to go ahead and move forward with renewing that contract.
All right, commissioners, any comments or questions?
And for me, supportive.
Same here.
Yeah, great job.
Great, thank you. That's all I've got.
All right, anything for Melissa? All right, not seeing anything.
Thank you.
Thanks, Melissa. Thanks for the help that you've been giving me here lately too.
You are welcome. Thank you.
All right. Public Works. I see Loretta.
Hello, commissioners. Maybe,
Whoa.
yeah, well, you see part of Loretta with a muffin in my mouth.
Welcome back.
Everything got rearranged. I have to thank facilities. They did a nice, wonderful cleanup and paint job in the office. So things are kind of scrambled a bit. So bear with me.
No worries.
Yeah.
I feel
So
like catching you with your mouth full.
right. It's keeping me entertained as I wade through all the emails and play catch up. So yes. So first up, Mike has an exciting road closure, looks like.
Okay, we have a request from Total Wizard to close Ethanol Pass Road Sunday, October 22nd from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. to do some filming of the car commercial. This is between North Shore Road and Belfair to Huya Road, and we don't seem to have a problem with it.
That's
Good.
interesting. The filming of the Total Wizard car commercial.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, it sounds fun. Commissioners?
I think last time it was Jeep, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
They like that road.
Who wouldn't?
The next thing we have up is the 2024 call for bids for paint line, asphalt emulsions, and chip seal aggregate. We're requesting the board authorization to advertise bid openings, award the contracts, and have the chair sign any pertinent documentation for 2024.
Good with me.
Right?
Oh, you got all three.
Cool. That's all I got. We did complete Little Shoe Fly culvert or box culvert, North Shore Road, milepost 8.18. We put that in last week. Got the road back open by Thursday afternoon, and crew did a great job. We still need to do some cleanup and a little paving this week, but we'll have it completed.
Let's call and we'll see pictures, I'm sure.
Right.
That's all I got.
All right. Anything else, Loretta?
Not yet. I'm sure there will be. But not
I'm
yet.
sure.
We got a full week scheduled, so.
Yes, we do.
We do. Yeah. Commissioners, anything for Loretta?
A good welcome back. I do have a report from vacation though, total random report.
Oh,
I'm
that
in
would be
the
fun.
middle of nowhere in where was I? Montana at that point, leaving a little pit stop, and who walks up but Kell coming back from her vacation. So
I know, wasn't that crazy?
we were passing in the middle of nowhere. It was great fun.
Haugen, Montana.
Yep.
A little stalking going on there, huh?
No, totally random.
More importantly, how much was gas?
Good question. I'm not
Way
sure.
less than here.
Yeah, definitely less
Not
than.
hard to do.
Not hard to do.
No, I think we're #1 in the nation for gas prices, aren't we? Something like that.
Yeah, it varies. 1 to 4. Depends on the day, I guess. But yes.
Hawaii might be a little bit more expensive.
Central Oregon this weekend, and coming back, I paid $1 per gallon less for diesel than what I pay here.
Yep. Easily. Yeah. We stocked up on all kinds of goodies on the other side of the state.
Yeah, they don't have a sin tax or anything else.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All righty, so we got support services next, Commissioner Trask.
All right, let's go for it.
All righty, do I have John on here? Mr. Taylor? Talk about 2024 park fees.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
I can.
Yep.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. I have one item, then an update. I'd like to start with the update, which is we opened the bids for the playground equipment at Sand Hill, but we didn't get any, so there were none to open. So we're going to re-advertise and go back through the requirements to make sure they make sense, and hopefully we'll get some more bids for that. It seemed that there were a couple people who contacted us asking about the outcome, so hopefully they'll apply. So we're going to reopen that up. And then about the 2024 park fees. So the fees and charges shall be established by the Board of County Commissioners. Fees and charges will be adjusted annually beginning in January 2023 by using the Seattle-Tacoma Bellevue CPI, which is the Consumer Price Index Urban, August to August, with a minimum annual increase of 2% and a maximum annual increase of 5%. We requested a 5% for the next year. The Parks and Committee reviewed and the proposal for 2024 rates and recommended approval. The difference between what we're getting now, which is approximately $20,000 per year, will only be about $1,000 increase with the 5% we're requesting. So what we're asking is that we're able to put on the decision for the commission, their resolution, which will raise the 2024 by 5%. Is there any questions?
Commissioners, questions or comments?
Not for me.
All right, well, it looks like you got support from all three.
Awesome. The last thing is, just so the commission is up to date, soccer is now completing up at Sand Hill, and the fields are in pretty bad shape. So it's going to take us some time to get those fields back up to par. So we just wanted to let the commission know in case there were any questions or concerns about that. We're working on it. But each and every year, the damage that's done by soccer on baseball fields is a challenge to get repaired because of the length of time that soccer plays and our ability, because of the change in the seasons, to get it back up for spring ball. So we're just letting you know that each time that happens, it takes a little bit more to get those fields back in safe and operating order. Are there any questions on that?
None from me. It's an ongoing job, isn't it?
It is, ma'am, and it's a challenge because we realize soccer is important as well, but that's the reason they're played on different fields, is because the pitch is different, the makeup of the fields are different, and it just is, they use different cleats. So it's just a challenge to keep those in good, safe, and working conditions so that when baseball season comes around, they're usable.
See, I see it as a community field, not as just baseball fields. When it was built with that purpose in mind. Kids playing football, flag football, and not just soccer. We don't have specific fields or anything for soccer, for football. We just have the community use fields that are baseball fields on the front end and used for the other sports on the back end. That's all we have. We don't have any other option or anything else. So although there are baseball fields, there are also soccer fields and football fields.
No, absolutely, sir. I just wanted to ensure that people realize as these sports grow, the fields were actually built for a specific number of population. As those fields grow and we have more players, it now extends into the infields, which don't have grass. So the realization is it just takes more to keep those up. That's all.
Is there anything that we can do to change the type of seed and grass that we use? I know in the community we have a seeder that I used him to help us at the school district when I was the chair of the facilities and stuff there. I think we used it on those fields years ago, a different one, but we have somebody in the community that is a hydro seeder. That's what they do. If there's something different we should be looking at or could look at, maybe we can get some donation on their side to make it a better quality grass that would stand up better. Just something.
No, absolutely. We'll look at that, sir, and then come up with some options so that we can maybe keep those fields in a little bit better shape.
Thank you.
So that they're ready for ball season. Thank you. That's all I have.
Commissioner Netherland, if you have a contact information on that, that'd be awesome.
Okay. Personally, I think first we figure out what we want to do, and then we start asking for help. If we just start calling it, and then they're going to want to charge us, as you wouldn't blame any other business. In the past we've asked them to help, and then they come up either for free or a lot cheaper. Then we could use it for grant in kind and some other stuff as well.
Yeah, as those outfields that are currently grass, so the outfields for baseball is
Yeah.
also a soccer field, right? So as we have to get them back in condition for baseball season, that may involve, depending on the status of the fields, it may require that we bring in some additional top layer of soil to kind of fill in some of the holes that are out there. And then if that requires us to reseed, hydroseeding might not be a bad alternative.
Okay.
The tough part is right, like September is usually the prime time because you can hydroseed it and then hopefully the weather waters it for you. But definitely something to think about.
I'll get you the info.
Thank you.
That's all I have.
All right, thanks, John.
Nicole, you want to talk about insurance premiums?
Good morning. I'm just putting forward to request to continue for the county to participate in our optional 5 million in excess of our 20 million liability policy. The premiums expected to increase by 7% for that excess, the 5 million excess of 20 million this year. So I'm just requesting approval to move it to the agenda to approve that excess.
Now, is this, so I apologize in advance for my ignorance on this. Is this something that we should have in, should this be a budget topic or do we just go ahead and do it? Because I mean, it's necessary. We have to do this, I feel. But is this something that, I mean, it's going to be included in the budget, but is it something that should be presented when the budget is considered?
Good question. I've done it this way every year, so I'm not quite sure. I've just put it forward to the board because you have the option of, we have the option of continuing to keep that excess 5 million. Not every member county does continue it. So maybe somebody else might know.
What was the total increase percentage wise?
It was 7% for that excess. It was last year $15,164, and it's moving to $16,224. Considering that all of the member counties are going to continue to participate, and from my understanding, it's not changing right now.
And I want to remind you, Commissioner, in our last budget meeting with Jen, we actually put 10% away as into maintenance. So we already handled it through budget. It's already put into maintenance.
Right. So I guess what I'm asking is this something that needs to go on a normal agenda, or is it included in the budget?
Oh, I see.
So I think that it would be included in the budget, Commissioner Trask. As Randy was explaining, Jen Byerly goes through all of the information turned in. So as long as Nicole included this amount in the estimated 2024 budget as a maintenance level increase, then most likely Jen accepted it, and it'll be approved as part of the total budget package that the board approves.
Okay.
So I just got this notification from the risk pool last week for this. We've kind of been on normally we would have had all these decisions by now, but there's been a lot of changes. So this is just information that I received this last week.
Right. I think that we assumed that there was going to be a change, and so we were
Okay.
preparing for that as well. But now that we've got a definite figure, we can add that into maintenance, I guess.
Well, so that would be something, Nicole, that we'd have to provide to Jen then if we just got the number now. So, yep.
I will do that.
Great.
Thank you.
You know, it's kind of interesting how your clock appears above your head in your picture. Only when your head's in a perfect location, though.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I'll get that information over to Jen.
All right.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Nicole. You do a great job.
I appreciate it.
So that's all we had for you for our support services briefing this week. I don't have any additional updates, I believe. So
Okay.
if you want to do commissioner discussion.
All right, Mark, can you just go over what we already have planned for this week, just to let people know looking forward what the commission as a
Absolutely.
whole has.
Yeah, we've got a busy week, so we are going to definitely put everybody to work this week. So tomorrow morning, we are going to have a commissioners retreat. So this retreat is for your departments to come and present the progress that they made in 2023 on the goals that we established in 2022 and to reestablish goals for 2024. So that's going to occur tomorrow out at Public Works from 9 a.m. to noon. And then we're going to take a break and allow Diedrich to move all of his stuff back to the chambers. And we are going to, at 1 o'clock, start budget workshops. And the budget workshops, I have Mackenzie provided me with the schedule. I just need to find it real quick.
I should have warned you.
You should have, but that's okay.
Working on the fly, look at you.
So let's see. Mackenzie sends me way too many emails, Mackenzie. Here we go.
You know, we've always
So-
told her to send you extra ones just because.
Yeah, so for Tuesday, October 3rd, starting at 1 o'clock, Jen's going to kind of give you an overview of the 2024 budget. 1:30, the auditor office, Steve Duenkel, will be presenting his policy level requests. So these are the requests that are above and beyond what a maintenance budget would be. Emergency management, parks and trails, John will be at 2 o'clock, coroner's office at 2:15, support services at 2:25. 3 o'clock, we'll have Judge Steele and Patsy present the district court budget PLRs. And Patty McLean will wrap it up at 3:30 with an assessor's office update. On Wednesday, October 4th, 1 o'clock, the sheriff's office will be. So that goes from 1 to 4, I believe. And that will also be held in the chambers. It's 1 to 5. So 1 o'clock is the sheriff's office. Our clerk, Charles Rhodes, will present his at 1:45. Dave Windom with Public Health, 2:15. Superior Court Judge Goodell, 2:25. And at 2:55, we have a department director kind of spot opened up for the remainder of that day. So that's our schedule for our workshop and our budgets over the next 3 days.
So do we have all departments scheduled now, or are we missing any?
We have both departments and elected offices scheduled, it appears. I don't see Public Works specifically outlined in the PLR process of the budget. So I will get together with Loretta and make sure that if we have items that need to go into the PLR request, that actually gets scheduled on Wednesday afternoon. It looks like after 2:55.
Okay. And then we have other things going on too, I believe. On Friday.
Correct. On Friday, we have a tour with our representatives. So actually, I think we get both representatives and Senator McEwen to attend, and that'll be from 1 o'clock until 4:30. And that we are going to be meeting out at Public Works initially to kind of go over the utilities. And this is an opportunity for us to present and really show our legislative representatives and senators. Here's why we ask for support from the state in getting some of these things done. So the status of those utilities, and hopefully be able to take a little field trip out and show them the facilities in operation.
All right, great. Commissioners, anything for Mark?
Nope. For me.
All right. That works. Thank you, Mark.
You're welcome.
All right, so we are at the auditor's office. Steve, are you on?
I am on. Good morning, Commissioner Trask. Good morning, Commissioner Netherland. And
Morning.
Commissioner Stevie. Yeah, I just wanted to take a minute to give you guys an update and heads up on the story as it unfolds in our work to upgrade our recording system and recording services, Tyler Technologies. And what I wanted you to know is we initially set out to incorporate the new system and new features in conjunction with a migration of service and system to the county servers. But as TJ and team got into it more, looks as if we really need to have a standalone server just because of the memory capacity and requirements. So I wanted you to know that the price tag for this change has gone up about $30,000 to purchase a new server of the right capacity, and there's another couple $1,000s in there for some anticipated licenses. So that money is going to be coming out of the auditor's O&M. We're moving money back into that account from our investment account. So no change to the budget other than that. It's all internal to the auditor's office, but I wanted you guys to be aware of it.
And this will take place before the end of the year.
Yes.
All right, commissioners, any questions?
Not for me.
So with that, thank you guys for the time and happy day.
All right, thanks, Steve. Well, commissioners, that brings us to the end of our agenda. Do we have any discussion?
Not for me.
All right.
Madam Chair, I move we adjourn. I'm a little slow on the draw there. I saw her eyes. She's like, "Come on, guys, get with it."
Give it to me.
I saw
guys.
it. You said a lot with the eyes. You didn't have to.
It's a good thing you can't read my mind. I'm like,
Yeah. Come on.
all right. Well, we're adjourned.
Good day, everybody.
See you guys later.